Welcome, everyone. Today I wanted to talk about this idea of monetary incentives for people who are in charge of cryptocurrencies. I see a lot of comments ranging from various different cryptocurrency communities in regards to the stake that that company or an individual holds within that cryptocurrency. And I think that this argument is extremely flawed. I'm going to try to break it down. People are always assuming that why does this person have such a large percentage of the cryptocurrency holdings of a particular cryptocurrency project? I argue that the holdings for some of these cryptos are probably less than they should be. For example, we'll take Cardano. IOHK owns between 8 and 9% of ADA holdings. And obviously, Charles Hoskinson's cut of that is smaller than that 8 to 9%. I don't know what his percentage is. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But when people see this, they are immediately turned off. Yet, if you go to the stock market, you take a company like Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett owns high 30%, probably close to 40% of the shares of Berkshire Hathaway. Jeff Bezos owns 17% of Amazon. It was a lot higher. He had to sell equity over the years in order to grow Amazon to what it is today, but he owns 17%. And this whole idea of the founders are going to dump when they have their shares. Any founder that believes in their cryptocurrency project will not dump their holdings. They may cash out small percentages from here and there, but they're not going to dump the majority because rich is rich at that point. You don't need all your holdings in order to satiate your lifestyle. And observe Charles. Charles, obviously, he has the finances to do whatever he wants, yet he lives a life that is according to him. He's not, you don't see him when he's doing his live streams. He's not live streaming from his mega mansion in this area, then jump into another mega mansion. And if he did, it doesn't matter either. It doesn't matter either. But the long-term longevity of this crypto project has nothing to do with Charles's holdings. It has nothing to do with it. Why do people get so mad at people that start cryptocurrency projects and have more funds than the person who is investing? If you start a project today and I told you, okay, you're going to start this project, you're going to put all this work into it, and I'm going to give you, I don't know, between 3 and 8% of the profits. But you started the project, you contributed everything to it, and you only get 3 to 8%. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I think that people should be entitled, the people that start the cryptocurrency projects should maybe be entitled to even more. But that's not the case for Cardano. And there are cryptocurrency projects where people own a lot more than what Charles owns of his share of ADA. So everyone is constantly watching other people's pockets, especially in this crypto game and all over. And they get upset when a founder has more ADA than they do, or a founder has more Ethereum than they do. If you want more of a cryptocurrency project, you by all means can go and start a cryptocurrency project and then assign yourself whatever you want within that cryptocurrency project. So I encourage everyone that is bothered by this. It's a free game in cryptocurrency. Start your crypto project and then take the funds that you deem appropriate. What's appropriate for a share? Personally, I think that if you start a company, you should own the majority of the company. So people owning over 50%, it's fine. We're investing into the cryptocurrency. We're investing into the idea. Cryptos are a little bit different because they're supposed to be more decentralized, and that's the point of crypto projects in general. But this idea of Charles is going to dump everything, I don't know. Has Buffett dumped everything? Has Bezos dumped everything? I don't think Elon's going to dump everything when he gets his shares of Tesla. Most of these CEOs are not dumping everything. It doesn't make sense. They can just live, if they believe in the long-term success of the project, they'll just keep on accumulating, and their earnings will multiply. And this whole idea, if a founder is not incentivized, monetarily incentivized, how are you going to keep them within the project? How are you going to keep their interest? They may act like they're interested, but are they really interested? I mean, it's that whole idea of altruism. Does it really exist in its purest form? It doesn't make sense. Why would someone want to build something and not have a piece of what they're building? I make cryptocurrency videos about Cardano, but I'm very passionate about it because I think it's a great project, but I'm also invested. I'm also invested in the project. So you could say that my altruism of creating YouTube videos is not completely altruistic, which is a fair statement to say because I'm also invested in the project. This is not financial advice, but I'm invested in the project. I believe in the long-term success of the project. Therefore, I want to educate other people about what's going on in the project and try to simplify things. And if there's anything wrong with that, then maybe I'm just flawed as a human being, and maybe I'm not looking at life in the correct way. But this whole idea of altruism, if Charles owned no ADA whatsoever, what would his incentive be to stay? It makes absolutely no sense. What would be Warren Buffett's incentive to stay at Berkshire if he didn't hold any shares? Regardless of how he spends his money, you hear him trying to donate 99% of his wealth. Maybe he wants to have more wealth so he can donate more money. Maybe he wants to leave money to his children. Maybe he wants to do this. Maybe he wants to do this foundation. Bill Gates still has shares in Microsoft. Why does he have that? Because he is still building his companies. He's doing philanthropic projects, but he needs money in order to do that. Why would he liquidate everything? It doesn't make sense. None of these billionaires are liquidating anything of their assets. They live on what they live on, and they can still be rich as rich. Rich is rich. 1 billion, 10 billion, it all becomes the same number when these numbers become astronomical. Find me a person who sold everything and is actively involved and is going to be actively involved for the long period of time. And I would argue the opposite. So it's interesting to see. It's interesting to understand exactly the philosophy behind this. And I don't know, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this whole idea of incentivization, people having monetary incentives as leaders of companies and projects to continue their motivation to continue producing within that particular project? Working for free, it works for some time, but I don't think people their entire lives can work for free with no cutback at the end. It doesn't make sense. They have to have some sort of vision towards the end in which they want to move and do other things. A lot of you are invested in crypto and you have ulterior goals later on in the project, whether it's to make a lot of money and give back or help your family or live an extravagant lifestyle, whatever the means may be, you are involved for monetary gain as well. As is the entire crypto community. But the fact that we have a stake inside the projects that we invest in allows us to really delve into the fundamentals of the project and understand exactly what we're investing in and the potential for a great future. So if we see Cardano changing the world in the future, that's great because it's changing the world and it's changing my life as well, changing this person's life, changing my family's life, changing everything. And everyone can be happy. Everyone can be happy. This cryptocurrency community should be a community of let's make money together. It's a lot more fun when everyone is involved in making money together and changing things and innovating. It's not just you guys can make money. I'm gonna stay on the sidelines, but I'll help and I'll support. It doesn't happen like that. I don't think that's the way the world works. Prove me wrong in the comments. Please like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think about this issue? Thanks again for all your support. Until the next video.